Okay, I think I'm ready now. My hair is not though. Actually, I'm pretty sure after I was done with my skincare, brushing my teeth, I still don't think that I have brushed my hair. Hair, like, not important. First we're going to prime the eyelids as normal with this Hard Candy eyeshadow primer. Just using this neutral shadow from the Becca Ombre Rouge palette to set my eyelids. The first color I'm going to go in with is out of the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. And I'm going in with this color called Butter. And I am using the Morphe M441 brush again, just to get this in the crease as our first transition shade. So the second color I'm going in with is this color called Brick by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I am going in with my M433 brush. One of my favorite episodes of Supernatural is Sam and Dean end up with that cursed rabbit's foot, but it was Sam who touched it. So he ended up getting the absolutely terrible luck that came along with the curse. So the next color I am going in with is Realgar, I think is how you pronounce it, and this is also by Anastasia Beverly Hills. The first thing that happened is last Saturday, my husband hired some guys to mow our front and backyard. You guys know I always go in with the Morphe M441 brush just to blend everything out in between each color. And in the backyard, the riding lawnmower hit a rock. That rock went sailing into our back door and completely shattered the glass. I'm going to go back into the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, and I'm going to go in with this color right here, and it's called Roxane. But he couldn't fix it that day, so we had a few days of having the broken door, and we couldn't use the back door to go into the backyard. So every time the dogs had to go to the bathroom, we had to put them on leashes, take them around out front to the back. And one of my dogs, Leo, is going through a heartworm treatment, and we can't let him run around. So we have to go out there with them and sit out there with them the entire time. And when it looks like they've done all their business, we got to bring them back inside. The next color I'm going to go in with is this color Hot Chocolate by Anastasia Beverly Hills. So we had to do that for about a week before he came back to finish the door. So that happened on that last Saturday. Sunday night, around 10 I think, I was already in bed for the night. My husband was in the living room, and we hear this ginormous crash, just boom. That noise scared the crap out of me. Jeremy comes running into the room, runs back out. I run out there, and we go outside to try and investigate what this boom was. I asked him what it was. He's like, I don't know. The spring on our garage door broke, and the garage door was open at the time, so the big boom was that garage door slamming down. And my car was in the garage, and we couldn't lift the garage door up. My husband had to give me a ride to work the next day. So Monday morning, go to let the dogs out. I have both the dogs on the leash, open the door, and this ginormous mama wolf spider just comes running into my house. I guess she was hanging out by the front door opened, and she made a run for it. And I like spiders, but That spider was a little too big to let run around my house. So she runs under something in that foyer area. I can't find her, and I got the dogs that are like holding their legs together, doing the pee-pee dance. They gotta go to the bathroom. So I'm like, okay, I'll have to find the spider later. After the dogs are done, I come back in, and my husband was supposed to set his alarm to take me to work. So either he didn't set it or it didn't go off, and he's still in bed. And I get him up, and I'm like, hey, I need you to get up because it's like time to go, but I also need you to help me find this big ass spider that just came running into our house. Because Jeremy's alarm didn't go off, we ended up running late. You get stuck in traffic, like the morning traffic. I think I'm gonna go one shade darker. I am going to go in with this color called Soda Pop out of that Jaclyn Hill palette. So that was Monday morning. So the next thing that happens is we are in the middle of building / buying a new house. And we're trying to sell this one. We got an appointment to go pick all the, you know, details that you like, the floors and the shutters and all that. We have an appointment on Thursday morning. The night before, Leo was showing some signs that worried us. He was not feeling good, and it was obvious, and by the time we saw it, the vet was closed, so we called them the next morning. But that meant that Jeremy had to go drop them off at the vet's office between 7 and 8. And I couldn't do it because I had an appointment, a doctor's appointment. I'm gonna go in with the lid color. I'm going to use this color SBN right here. And I'm going to apply that with a damp MAC flat shader brush in number 239. So not only do I have to get to a doctor's appointment, not only does Jeremy have to take the dog to the vet, the guy who was going to fix our door was supposed to come at 8 o'clock. So Jeremy's rushing to get Leo to drop him off at the clinic and get home. The door guy cancels on us. After everything, I'm trying to get to my doctor's appointment, and I am speeding because I'm late. And I get pulled over. And I'm going to keep the mileage that I was driving when he caught up with me to myself. So he gives me a ticket. And, you know, okay, this sucks, but I think I can still make my doctor's appointment. I was in the wrong. Time to go. My car said no. I go to start my car, and my car is dead. The battery died. And the cop is still parked behind me. So I'm going to go in with one more lid color, and I am going to go in with Firework in that Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. So finally the cop comes back to my car, and he's like, hey, I can't leave until you leave. And I'm like, dude, I can't leave. Like, I'm not going anywhere. I was like, I'm sorry, but my car is dead. He's like, really? I go, really? I said, it won't even turn. And he said that they were not allowed to jump people's cars, or he would help me out. So my dad works right down the road from me. So I call him up, and I'm like, Dad, I need help. And while we're waiting for my dad to come, me and the cop are talking. I had pulled over into a turning lane. There was plenty of room for people to get in the turning lane and go around us, but I wasn't planning on my car dying there. So my dad had to kind of go against the flow of traffic, and the cop helped us so he could turn around and get in position to jump my car. And jumps my car just fine. We're about to go, and the cop goes, I'll take that citation back. You seem to be having a pretty rough day, and I think you learned your lesson. Just don't speed like that anymore. And I'm like, thank you. That was probably gonna be like a $300 ticket. So he took pity on me, and that was very nice, because I was like, one of the first things that happened that didn't suck all week. I missed my appointment. Couldn't make another one for that day. But I needed a new battery because that was like the 4th time it had died on me. I was done. So now I'm going to go in with this Maybelline gel eyeliner in black that you always see me use. And I'm just going to line my upper lash line. After that, I go straight to get a new battery for my car. I've ended up having to meet my husband at the design center. But for the most part, it turned out way more fun than I thought it would be, and made me more excited about being able to personalize our house. The next morning, I had another doctor's appointment. And 45 minutes early, I left my house. I was like, I'm gonna give myself plenty of time, there will be no speeding, and no stressing out. I get out of my neighborhood, drive onto the road, and the traffic is backed up because there is a wreck that happened. So I made my appointment just on time. I am going to buff out this eyeliner that I just put on, and I'm going to go in with this color Abyss from the Jaclyn Hill palette, which is a black. And I'm going to use the Morphe M213 brush to do that. I was almost late to the appointment, but whoever crashed their car was probably having a way worse day than I was. I feel like I'm paying for something. I feel like karma is coming back and biting me in the ass for something that I did. I don't know what I did. Oh, I'm not even done with the bad luck. So that day, the guys came out to fix our door. They ended up having to rip out the entire frame around the door, replacing it with a different frame. And while they did that, they messed up the paint on the walls. So we get them to paint the wall, we get them to, around the door, we get them to paint. I'm going to coat my lashes now with this Stila Huge Extreme Lash Mascara that I always use. My husband goes outside and just happens to see that there's a big pile of broken glass in our yard that those guys had spilled in the grass, and they didn't say anything to us about it. Jeremy just found it. Jeremy and I end up sitting there and picking up these pieces of glass that are in our yard in this spot, and we're trying to get as many pieces as we possibly can. What also happened was after they touched up the paint where they had ripped the paint off, you can tell like the finish is terrible. It doesn't look good. So we're gonna have to repaint that entire back wall, or at least we're counting on it, in order to sell the house. So yeah, that's been my week. I think that's the end of the bad luck story of the week. I hope that that is it. Okay, so I have zoomed you out because now we are going to start on the face. First thing I am going to do is the Professional Matte Rescue Gel. Next, we are going to go in with the Veil Mineral Primer by Hourglass. Next, we're going in with my Tarte CC Under Eye Corrector that I always use to put under my dark circles and the brown spots on my forehead. Next, we're going to put on concealer. I'm going to use this Smashbox Studio Skin 24-hour waterproof concealer that I got in my Ipsy bag. And the last time I used this was in my last video, I think. It dried on my face way too fast for me to easily blend it. So I'm not making that mistake again. I'm just gonna do like the sections that I normally do on my face, but I'm gonna do them one at a time. Just gonna do this guy right here, the triangle under my eye. And we're going to blend that bitch out now. On a higher note, our garage door is now fixed. I can drive my own car. The back door is now fixed for the most part. We have a door that works. Leo is fine. I think he just did not feel good. And getting that medication into your body, the shot that they give him, I mean, that's just hard on, it's just hard on the dog. So, hearing you talking about him. So I just think he wasn't feeling good that day. And I didn't have to pay that ticket. And I have a new battery. Now I'm gonna start on my nose. So now we're gonna do the chin. Oh, and another high note, Shark Week is this week. Yes. I love learning about sharks, especially alien sharks, because some weird shit that swims down below in the depths where we can't go. Doing this painful area by area thing that I'm doing is definitely the way to go, at least for me, in order to make sure this doesn't blend before you are able, or to make sure that this doesn't dry before you're able to blend. Dude. You know, you use sparkle one time and then you're gonna find sparkle on yourself and your shit for like the next 5 years. Not get rid of it. I didn't use any sparkle today. I am going to use my Sephora Micro Smooth powder in the color Light. Next, we're going to apply that powder to the rest of my face using the Sephora 90 brush. Next, we're going to go in with the e.l.f. Under Eye Brightening Powder. Next, we're going to do the eyebrows, and I am using the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer. And I'm using this in light brunette. I normally use dark blonde, and I just felt that it wasn't matching the color of the hairs of my eyebrows very well. Now we are going to finish the eyeballs. So I'm using the Sigma Flat Definer Brush E15. I don't always go in with the transition color first when I go in underneath my eyes. I don't know that it serves a purpose if it's that light. So I am going to start out with the second one. And that was Brick by Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I start at the outer corner, hugging the lash line, and come inwards to the inner corner. Next shadow we're going in with is Realgar. Realgar? Next eyeshadow we're going in with is Hot Chocolate by Anastasia Beverly Hills. Next we're going to take that last color that we used. No one needs to see your face. This color in the Jaclyn Hill palette called Soda Pop. We are going to keep that strictly in the outer corner. So next we blend. So next we're going to line our bottom and top waterline with the Marc Jacobs Highliner gel eye crayon, and it's in black. So now we're going to put another coat of mascara on our top lashes, and we're going to put a coat on our bottom lashes. Next we are going to highlight the inner corners and the brow bone, and I'm going in with the two highlight shades called Enlight and Beam in the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm going to put Beam on my brow bone, and I'm going to mix Enlight and Beam and put them on my inner corners. So the eyes are done, and we are going to finish up the face. So first we're going to go in with bronzer, and as always I am using the Tarte Amazonian Clay bronzer in the color Park Avenue Princess. It's the matte version. I follow Jason Momoa on Instagram. I think that's how you say his last name, but you know who I'm talking about. Girl, you know who I'm talking about. He gave a teaser video about the Aquaman trailer that's about to come out, and I'm excited. I was really happy with him as Aquaman in Justice League, and he's awesome. I love following his posts. He seems like he would be one of the most fun people to know, be friends with, besides being ridiculously gorgeous. And now we are going to go in with blush. And we are going in with the color called Melba from MAC. Next we are going to highlight. I'm actually going to use this color Enlight out of the Jaclyn Hill palette as a highlight on my face. 501 brush, and putting that on the tops of my cheeks. Now putting it down the center of my nose and my cupid's bow. So next we're going to set these eyebrows, and I am going to be using the NYX Control Freak Eyebrow Gel. The lipstick that I am going to be going in with today is from Bite Beauty, and it's their lip crayon, I believe it's called, and the sugar is the color is Sugarcane. The next thing I'm going in with is a lip gloss, and it's actually from Gerard Cosmetics, and this color is called Nude. We are now going to set our face using the Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray. I think I said that right. Next we're going to take my little fan that I bought from Amazon and dry all of the setting spray. Alright, so I am contemplating doing something with my hair. I will be right back. Alright, so it turns out that the only thing I was even remotely interested in doing with my hair was brushing it for the first time today. You're welcome. This is the finished look. I appreciate you guys stopping by. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up below, down there. And subscribe to my channel so that you know when I upload my next video. I will see you guys next time.